Welcome to this B2B Bites video with me, Lance OY, the General Manager of B2B here at BigCommerce. And I'm joined today by a fantastic guest, Curt Anderson. He runs not one, but two B2B agencies and is also a lecturer and presenter at the Manufacturing Extension Partnerships here in the US. Today, we're going to be discussing the topic of LinkedIn and how you can take advantage of LinkedIn to build your following and grow your business. Thank you so much for joining us, Curt. I'd like to start just by talking about how can manufacturers utilize LinkedIn? Isn't it just another social media platform?
Well, Lance, thank you for the opportunity to be here with you today. And so, yeah, LinkedIn, one of our favorite words. If you catch our other videos, it's free. It's absolutely free. And secondly, it's the highest level of income users of any social media platform are on LinkedIn, number 2. Number 3, it's where the B2B world is hanging out. So it's really difficult unless you're targeting teenagers or college kids, exclusively, and you're going B2C direct. Maybe LinkedIn's not for you, but LinkedIn is also a great place to find vendors, suppliers, service providers, other client, relationships that you can build. But boy, for most manufacturers that we're working with, it's you really should be focused on LinkedIn.
And so I'm a manufacturer. I've maybe never posted on LinkedIn before. I think it's maybe where I'm going to showcase my products. How should manufacturers think about showcasing their products on the platform? What should they be doing?
Well, great question, Lance. And I don't, so I'm going to go here for a second. Lance, did you know that there was like this awful disease that was going around the world? Did you catch wind of this? And
I missed it.
It was it was like an epidemic. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It is called the wee syndrome. It is this awful, dreaded, terrible disease. And this is what manufacturers do. When you land on their website or you land on their social media or you land on their LinkedIn profile, you're going to see we have great capabilities. We have wonderful products. We've won all sorts of awards. We have wonderful things going on. We are the best. And all the messaging, they've made it all about themselves. What I strongly encourage you, I invite you, I implore you, I am begging you to stay away from this awful, terrible disease. And I'm telling you, I was a culprit. If you go to my website from about 5 years ago, I had, we do this, we do that, we're great at this, look at us, blah, 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 right? What I encourage, invite, welcome people to do is make it about your buyer. Though my mom thinks I'm the greatest guy on the planet, not everybody thinks so. Not everybody agrees with that, Lance. And so what we want to do
I agree. I agree.
You and my mom, other than you and my mom, but what we want to do is we want to flip the script. So, if you want to comment, you want to post, you're building out your headline, you're building out your profile, make it all about them. Instead of Lance, what do you think about all day, every day? And first, we think about ourselves, right? So your ideal buyer is thinking, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? I encourage folks to think about what's in it for your ideal buyer. What's in it for them, okay? So as you're building out that profile, you're starting to put out posts. We've been talking consistently about educating, edutainment. How do you out-teach the competition? When you're putting out your profile, you're putting out those posts, come in as a fierce go-giver, be the connector, be the educator, be authentic, and be humble and kind, and man, you will just crush it on LinkedIn. How's that?
I love that. Start with the customer, tell stories that are going to engage them, and explain how your products that you're manufacturing can make their lives easier, not your life easier, or we're talking about how you necessarily are building those products. Do you have, some examples of merchants that you've worked with who you think have done this particularly successfully, and how they've built those campaigns and how they've told those stories?
That's a fantastic question. I have a fun example. So client manufacturer, they're in Miami. They manufacture baby changing stations and the air hand dryers that you find in restrooms all over the country. And so great team of women. They're all millennials. They call me Uncle Curt, and we were working together, going through a whole, strategy session and really trying to get them focused on LinkedIn. Well, as millennials, they're like, hey, Uncle Curt, LinkedIn is for old guys like you. We're all millennials. we don't want to be on LinkedIn. So kicking and screaming, we went through a whole LinkedIn training, got their profiles built out, started doing some messaging. What they started doing is they do an amazing thing in Miami. Every month they go out into the community and they give back. So one month they're on the beaches for Earth Day, and they're cleaning up the beaches of Miami, and the whole team, they have their swag, their t-shirts on, and they started posting those pictures on LinkedIn of them working together as a team in the community. Next month, they're at a homeless shelter. They're handing out food. So they're posting consistently on LinkedIn. One day I get an email from the general manager. Her name's Jen. I love Jen to death. She types a note. She goes, "Hey, Uncle Curt, you were right. Check this out." They get an email from a buyer, from a person who's doing a restroom redesign at a university in Maryland. And they're like, "Hey, Jen, we're doing a bathroom redesign here at the university. Could you help us with what are the latest and greatest designs?" Do you think that they now post on LinkedIn? They're on LinkedIn daily, and they are fun. They are friendly. They post personal stuff, and they're out there engaging, just being authentic and just building those relationships by showing what they provide to the community. So I always love giving that example. That's a fun one.
That's a great story. So if I'm a manufacturer and I'm not quite sure how to even start, maybe I didn't even have a profile before. My business doesn't have a profile. What's the first thing I should do? How should I approach this platform that I can now use to bring, hopefully, some new customers to my business?
Great question. So regardless of the size, if you're, we have a number of solopreneur manufacturers. So whether you're a solopreneur, you have 20, 50, 100 employees, just get in the game, just get started. Sometimes we feel like, we need to practice. For any of us played sports out there, sometimes you just need to get on the field, get a little bit dirty. First thing I would recommend, just put out a profile. You need to start with a personal profile is your first step. Start with a personal profile. Go on YouTube. Go to my website. I have numerous LinkedIn trainings, all free at your disposal, and just subject matter experts just here to give to you, to provide, to help you on that journey. Build out your profile. From there, then you can build out a company profile. So now, okay, I have a profile. It's okay. I'm feeling good about myself. We use that word. How do you make that great first web impression? We want to talk about them, not about us on our profile. Now I'm not sure where to start. I'm afraid to hit that submit or that post button. What I would encourage you to do, find your friends and family. Find the guys, find folks you went to high school with, college with, people that you've worked with. Find with people you're collaborating with, customers, vendors, what have you, and just start following their posts. And what I would encourage you to do, comment. Just comment on their posts. Don't worry about posting anything for yourself. Just start getting yourself out there and find people that you admire, that you look up to, that you trust, that you think are people of integrity, that people that you want to do business with or that you want to be aligned with. And this is a perfect way to start your journey. Once you start getting some momentum, now we start targeting customers and you take the same step. So anyway, we can dig deeper there, but that would be my first step. Build out that profile, find some subject matter experts to help you there, and then just start commenting on other people's posts.
I love this journey. I think that we're going on here. So I've got myself on LinkedIn. I've got a profile. I've started interacting with, people that I look up to in the industry. We're commenting back and forth. Now I'm going to start trying to target customers. So maybe this is stage 2. How do I do that? What sort of content is going to engage them? How should I think about trying to interact with those customers?
Yeah, great question. And so, so say you have a small team or a sizable team, whatever, and you encourage hey, get the team on. So here's a perfect example. We have a custom manufacturer in Ohio, came to us through one of the MEPs. We do a lot of webinars and training through if you're not familiar with the MEP, that's a Manufacturing Extension Partnerships. There's an MEP in all 50 states. There's one near you. It is an incredible, powerful resource to help you as a manufacturer. They have all sorts of tools, workshops, education pieces, including LinkedIn. So what we did is we worked with this custom manufacturer and we put each of their employees, their key folks that are in the office, and built out their profile. What they did is they wanted to brand it so it looks synonymous with each other. So they took their logo and they created a little banner. So each person had a familiar or similar banner. So now they were unified in team. Okay. Then when somebody would put out a post like, hey, so-and-so on the floor did something, a big win here at our company today, then the rest of the team would kind of come in and talk about that. Okay. If you see a conversation out there that you know the answer to, that you could deem yourself as a subject matter expert, boy, get in there and answer this. If there's a leadership question, if there's a workforce question, if there's a labor shortage question, supply chain shortage, if you have tons of valuable information that you possess, boy, stop being the best kept secret, and you can come out there with humility and engage with other folks without coming across real salesy, and then take it to the next level. Say, gee, Lance, you're an e-commerce expert. I'm thinking about starting my e-commerce journey, and I'm not sure where to start. Could we take this little chat conversation that we have? Could we take it offline? Could we jump on the phone, and could I pick your brain and your expertise on how I could start my e-commerce journey? It can be that simple, and that's how you're building those relationships.
I love that. Thank you so much for such a fantastic discussion today, Curt. I'm sure everyone watching is now frantically heading over to their LinkedIn profile, updating it, making sure that that their colleagues are doing exactly the same. And to the audience, thank you so much for joining us today on this B2B Bites. Be sure to check out the other fantastic videos that we have with Curt Anderson and our other great guests. Thank you.